everybody. Happy Monday. Happy December. It's actually the 1st of December today. Holy crap.
It's ridiculous.
I can't believe it's going to be three.
I can't believe the
like,
year's over. It just,
fuck,
just went by fast as motherfucker. Crazy. Hold on, my shit froze up. I gotta go ahead and remove
This shit froze.
My shit froze up. It must. I'm having connection problems for some reason. It doesn't matter though.
Must be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you need to.
It's not affecting the show. It's just me. It's my
No.
fucking thing.
Yeah, just you. It's my
just
thing
me.
is fine, as far as I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as you can see, last night I was kind of in one of those kind of moods. I was in a Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers mood.
Yeah.
Because I was scrolling through Shudder and I was like, ooh, look what they had.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? It's like I saw this in the video store, like the cover of it all the time, like back in the 80s and 90s. And I don't think I ever rented it. And like watching it, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've never seen this, even though I rented a lot of other stuff like that and you'd think that I would have. But I somehow, I guess, never got around to it. And I'm kind of sad I never did because this was actually like a lot of fun.
Yeah, they just put it up on Amazon. It's got like
on
one
Shudder.
Shudder. It's got 1 star.
Like,
but I think it only
one
has
skull.
One skull. I think it's only been up for a few days. It probably only has a couple reviews on it. Don't go by that shit.
Well, the thing about it is,
it's supposed to be fucking. It is exactly what you're expecting.
Yeah.
It is supposed to be ridiculous.
Actually, it was better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
it was good.
I was kind of because look, you read the description. It's called Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Linnea Quigley is in it. Gunnar Hansen is in it.
Yeah.
Fred Olen Ray directed it. I'm like, how could this be bad? It's only an hour and 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
Come on, it's gonna be a hoot. And
dripping with nudity.
Yeah, and like I said, if you're into like 80s horror with like lots and lots of boobies, then there's lots and lots of tits in this.
Yeah, a lot of nudity. I'm watching this. I said, Jen, I don't know who these girls are, but the way they're just moving, they got to be strippers. They're just super. Well, she says, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna see.
One of them, Michelle Bauer, the brunette.
Yeah.
I believe she was a porn star.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Because that was the one that had the best moves.
Yeah.
I said, she's got training as a stripper.
The other one, I'm not really sure about the other ones. Legend has it. I don't know about any of the kind of main roles, but legend has it that some of the background characters were actual hookers that they just got off the street, and that when they were there, like they drank all the beer that the casting crew had put. That's the story anyway.
It's a funny fucking story. It's driven by a fucking private eye, and he's doing a Sam Spade fucking routine through the whole thing. It's ridiculous. It's supposed to be ridiculous.
Well, yeah.
It's about a cult, and this cult leader's got an army of hookers who are sacrificing people to his gods, his Egyptian gods, with chainsaws. I mean, it's just that ridiculous. And they do it nude. Every time they kill somebody, you get a good shot of the girl there fucking with her titties and blood, fucking, and it's funny, man. Body parts being thrown, and some of the shit
fake body parts, like buckets
of
blood being thrown.
It is just ridiculous. It's a comedy. I'm gonna call it a horror comedy.
It definitely is, and it was definitely made with. I mean, it's definitely tongue in cheek. It obviously does not mean to be taken seriously at all. But the thing that surprised me, I think, like I kind of expected it to be like sleazy and trashy, which it is. But it's also kind of a lot cleverer than I was expecting.
The writing's good.
It's actually much funnier. It's almost kind of like, like Airplane or something like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
Like that kind of humor.
I've been up there with Frankenhooker.
Yeah, Frankenhooker is
That's
also
another
great.
good movie.
I love that
Another
movie.
good movie, yeah.
But yeah, this was actually much funnier than I was realizing because I thought it was just going to be some trashy, but I didn't realize that it was going to have this faux film noir, like you said, like Sam Spade, Private Dick kind of framework
He's
to
just
it.
Being as tough as he possibly can
where
be.
the dude is like a private, the main character is like a private investigator, and he has this like world weary voiceover like talking. And he has some great fucking lines.
Yeah, and he's poking fun at himself too. Just trying to be over the top, fucking world weary and fucking tough and grisly and shit. He's soft as fuck, He's you could tell this dude's from the suburbs. You know what I mean? Yeah, we've seen it all, us, me, and you. You know, like like just fucking funny.
Well, like I said, everything about this is self-aware.
Yeah, everything's over the top,
but not in an obnoxious way. Like it's actually kind of charming.
Yeah,
I found it kind of charming.
Linnea looks fucking great in it. She's fucking she's very charming through the whole thing. A lot of nude scenes with her.
I love Linnea Quigley.
Yeah,
she's adorable.
If you're gonna see her, if it says Linnea Quigley there, you're gonna have nudity.
I'll watch anything with her in it, to be honest.
And she's good. She's a good actress, and she's very entertaining. And she's a good actress in terms of that she's entertaining, and she knows what she's bringing to the table.
Yeah.
Okay? She plays a very cute character in it. She spends a lot of time nude or half nude, with cute shoes. And excuse me, this movie actually kind of wow.
Damn.
Called to my attention how little she is.
Yeah, she's very small.
She got to be 5 feet, maybe under 5 feet.
I'm not sure. I met her in real life many years ago, like at a horror convention, but I can't remember if she was the same height as me or.
She looks like to be about the size of Sonia, which is
which would be shorter than me, but I'm not really sure.
Maybe 4'11", 5 feet, maybe 90 pounds.
I love though.
I think those are implants, aren't they? I think so.
Because
she's very lean, and she shouldn't have boobs at that body weight.
she's quite thin.
Yeah.
She always was.
Yeah, she
always had those. They weren't like giant knockers.
No.
Where you thought like that couldn't happen or that wasn't possible.
No.
But I don't know. I always thought the shape of them
they were like B-cup implants.
Yeah, like they weren't massive knockers.
No.
The other chick in this had bigger ones, but like I said, nobody had like the weird big.
Yeah, the 90s had not arrived yet.
Yeah.
When the 90s arrived, fucking,
so
it was a competition to see who had the biggest.
Yeah.
And they were, ridiculous, and they were supposed to be ridiculous, but guys liked them. I loved it. I loved that bimbo look. A lot of guys from my generation grew up seeing that.
Yeah.
They look cute. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't really care about it one way or the other. It's their body. And
it's a
like,
fetish.
Whatever. It's it's more like a fetishistic thing. I wouldn't do it just because you can't. It's not like you can take them off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be a pain in the ass.
If you could put them on and take them off, it'd be like
that'd be different.
They actually make prosthetics.
Yeah, I know they do.
Yeah, and they look pretty realistic. They're expensive.
Yeah.
But everybody would know.
Yeah.
Everybody would know they're prosthetic.
CB says, "Is this free on YouTube?" It might be if I don't know.
No.
We watched it on Shudder.
Yeah.
And
be free on YouTube.
I don't know, like in the UK, this is actually, and I don't know if it still is, but it was just known as Hollywood Hookers.
Yeah. It's got too much nudity on it to be free on.
Yeah, that's like you would have to black box pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, you can put nudity on YouTube, I think, as long as you're not monetizing it, right? Or will they pull it down?
No, they'll pull it because it's got to be PG.
Because this is like pretty much boobs, not the entire time. But, because I'm going to say this movie is 75 minutes, so an hour and 15 minutes. I will say that, like, probably 10 minutes of that is credits. Yeah. The credits are really long.
Out, yeah.
But, it's okay. It doesn't wear out its welcome or anything like that. So, the story behind it, because it does have a story, surprisingly, is that the main guy, whose name is Jack Chandler, because of course it is, because he's, like, a private investigator, and that's, like, the most film noir private dick name ever. I guess they kind of named him after Raymond Chandler too. So he is in LA and he is investigating the disappearance, or I guess Linnea Quigley's character, she plays a character named Samantha, and she is supposedly a teenager, even though she was like 30 when this was made, and it's pretty obvious that she's not a teenager. But yeah, so she ran away from home and her parents like paid him a lot of money to go find her. So he's kind of like looking for her, but then on the periphery, there's all these crazy crimes happening with these dudes ending up in pieces. And at first, the cops don't know what's going on. Like, they think maybe it's one person, like a serial killer. But then, as the investigation continues, it slowly comes to light that there is a dude played by Gunnar Hansen, who, of course, that's kind of a meta joke because he was Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And now he's like the head of a chainsaw worshipping ancient Egyptian cult because
it's ridiculous.
Because of course he is. Well, yeah, ridiculous. But like I said,
it's supposed to be, and they crack jokes on it. Like
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, it's very self-aware. You know what I mean, of how silly it is, and I think they have a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of, like I said, it was a lot cleverer. The writing was a lot cleverer than I was expecting. Like a lot of the dialogue and asides and stuff are quite funny.
It wasn't just an excuse to see boobs and blood. It was a comedy. It was
I laughed out loud at some of the dialogue.
I was enjoying it. The thing is I fell asleep in the last 5 minutes. When it was starting to end and shit, I was tired. I was laying down watching it, and I missed the actual ending. So Jen's gonna have to tell me how it ended. I was probably in the last 5 minutes of it.
How did it end? Well, basically,
I knew how it was gonna end.
Yeah, everything worked out.
Everything was gonna work out.
Although they did leave it open because when the cops came, and the private investigator and Linnea Quigley were making out or whatever. Yeah. And he was saying it's like, oh, she's a nice kid. I'll keep her around because she's got a nice set of tits or whatever. Yeah. And but then in the whole ritual thing, which we'll get into in a minute, the bodies of the stranger and that other hooker that got killed, it looked like they had kind of disintegrated, so they were kind of leaving it open that maybe he was super-natural.
Okay,
the stranger, the cult leader, and then so kind of set it up. They never made a sequel or anything. And it's funny because at the end of this, at the end of the credits, there's a thing that says the next film coming out or whatever. I think it was called Student Chainsaw Nurses or something like that, but that never came out. Because Fred Olen Ray, he's kind of known as this schlock auteur, I guess. He's made a couple hundred movies, and he makes them. I think this movie was made in 5 days or something.
Hey, that's a good job, man.
On some minuscule budget. Yeah. And he always made movies like this. It's kind of his whole thing. And he made movies like Attack of the 60-Foot Centerfolds and all that kind of shit. So what you're getting into with this kind of movie. And he is actually able to kind of get some bigger stars. Like I said, he got Gunnar Hansen for this, who's not in it a lot. He's just kind of at first he's sort of around the periphery. You see, the hookers picking up their, customers and then cutting them up. And then he's kind of outside watching through the window yes, that's exactly what. And then later on you find out that he's the head of the cult and everything.
Yeah, you weren't sure who he was at first.
But that fucking first scene with that first girl that picks up the dude in the bar.
Yeah.
And takes him back to her. And he's kind of reluctant at first. He's whatever. And she's teasing him about how grumpy he is. Did you wake up on the wrong side of the construction site this morning or something like that? And so she finally persuades him to go back to the apartment. And then she puts him on the bed, and
she's got an Elvis picture.
And they start making out, and it's she's like, "Oh, I gotta get ready." She takes all her clothes off. She's she's all naked and shit. And then she starts doing some Dexter shit. She has all this plastic sheeting and starts putting it over her Elvis poster, and putting on a shower cap and shit like that. And the dude is just kind of whatever. Yeah. He doesn't even know. And he's just completely clueless, and then she just has a fucking ball. It's they don't really show. There's not really any gore in the sense that you don't see anybody's
not really
head being cut off or anything like that. It's pretty much just you see the naked girl holding the chainsaw going rah, like that,
and then camera and
off camera, and then there's just blood and feet and stuff fingers.
Yeah, it's not gross at all. It's really not gross at all, really.
So it's that kind of stuff.
It's not graphic, really.
So so it's totally not.
It's kind of tame,
taken seriously, not gory at all.
Yeah. Actually, I enjoyed the movie. I found it to be a funny and competently made Z-budget movie. It did its job, kind of in the way that some of the other classics did their jobs, what was the one with the Tyrannosaur with the Velocipaster, like that.
God damn it, I love Velocipaster.
Or Frankenhooker, which is a good one. You see, the thing is that if it's a low budget movie, those can really bomb because they're just boring and they're just poorly made. You can make a low budget movie and make a real good movie out of it as long as you're keeping the audience entertained. And the audience isn't supposed to take it seriously because you can't really take it seriously. It's too dumb.
I mean, of course
you
not.
have to go.
It's
like
called
Airplane.
Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Yeah,
it's not a fucking
Frankenhooker,
art
Hollywood
film.
Chainsaw Hooker, just shit like that. It's not an art film. It's just something.
I was just in that kind of mood. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, and it's fun. There's a fucking Sam Spade type character, retro fucking clothes, hair, retro nudity.
He reminded me of Kolchak a bit.
Like Kolchak, yeah.
He kind of
like
reminded me of Kolchak. Like, he gave me a Kolchak vibe.
Yeah, and they have pretty good looking girls in cheesy 80s lingerie with kind of like by today's standards bad hair.
The hair back then was so crispy.
Yeah, you could tell even Linnea's hair, you could see in certain angles that her hair was fucking fried.
It's just fried.
From
and then they kind of teased it out, and then it's got all the hairspray on it to keep it from moving around. And it's it looks like it would go crunch. Well, I knew it would because I was alive back then.
We know what it smelled like. That shit smelled like Aussie Moose. That shit smelled like Aussie spray. Remember that shit?
I had a friend in high school. Was it high school or junior high? I think it was
Aquanet.
Yeah, and she used the Aussie
Spritz.
the spray,
Aussie Spritz,
but the Mega Hold.
The Mega Hold. That was the one in the aerosol can.
Yeah. Like, she had a few cans of that. Like, you see that sometimes, like, in 80s, or things parodying 80s movies, but she did. She had that.
Yeah.
Like, she had, like, 2 or 3 cans in her locker all the time. Because her hair, she didn't have, like, the big 80s crunchy hair, like, all over. It was blonde, but I think it was, like, naturally blonde.
Yeah.
But it was, like, straight in the back. But then, like, her bangs were like that.
Yeah.
Like, she had this big, like, wave of bangs. Yeah. But, like, the rest of it was kind of flat. But it's like she would have to spray it, like, to keep it from flopping.
Yeah, if you are a retrophile chick who wants to fucking do the 80s fucking thing, you have to see these kind of movies to take fashion notes from what they were doing and what they were buying. It was kind of cute. In those days, seeing it again sometimes you see it on a middle-aged woman. It's not as effective. Like,
well, obviously,
because the girls that wear that shit were young, like the little fucking ankle socks with the ruffles.
Yeah, like Linnea was wearing in this. I think they were like, weren't they like red and white pumps? I think they were like red and white pumps, and then she had like the little ankle socks, with the lace around. That was a big thing in the 80s.
And she had stockings too, I think. Wasn't what their stockings also?
I couldn't tell.
Nylons. She's wearing nylons, I think.
That was also kind of a big thing.
Yeah, which they did that kind of shit, and just the way they did their hair, and a lot of the fucking weird 80s look was kind of forced on women because you had very limited choices.
It's like there wasn't anything else.
Yeah.
Like, you'd find stuff in stores. It's like, why does every fucking thing have to have shoulder pads?
Yeah.
I hated shoulder pads, even back in the 80s. I already have kind of wide shoulders. It's like, I don't need that accentuated, okay?
Yeah, they shopped out of shopping malls.
I had to cut them out of everything.
Yeah, they shopped out of shopping malls, and the shopping malls kind of had a little bit better selection than the Soviet Union at the time. But by today's standards, no selection. And the men's clothes fucking sucked. That's why so many fucking heavy metal acts, those dudes like Motley Crue and shit like that, they were wearing their girlfriend's clothes.
Well, yeah.
At least there
was some variety.
Yeah. They were wearing,
and it like kind of
their
fit
girlfriends
better.
did their hair, their makeup, and their clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
Another thing too is that in the 80s, and there's again, like you said, because there was like a lot of lingerie in this too.
Yeah.
At one point, Linnea, at the end of the movie, like during the whole big sacrifice like scene, she's actually she's got body paint like over, so it's like snakes and stuff, but she's got her tits out, but they're all like painted, and then she's wearing this thong that's like green, like sparkly green, but I'm gonna say that like in the 80s, this is another thing I kind of hated, was all those underwear and stuff like that were like so fucking high. Oh,
yeah.
I hated that.
What they did back then,
they thought it made your legs look
They
longer.
thought it made your legs look longer, but it didn't. It made your ass look taller.
It made your ass look flat. Is what it did.
It didn't look good.
No.
It only looked good on certain select porn star, A-level porn star type women that had been taking steroids and working out. And shit.
I mean,
there's good genes.
There's a very small
it was,
percentage of women that looks good on.
Yeah.
Most people that did not.
Yeah, you kind of, the default setting is most girls can look good in booty shorts. And really, things should be kind of like booty shorts. Most women can handle
Most women look good in booty shorts.
Yeah.
Those are very flattering for a large majority of body types.
Larger spectrum, yeah.
But the 80s shit...
Especially if they're a hip hugger booty shorts, real low.
But the 80s shit, where it was like a thong, but it went way up high, like up on your hips, like over your fucking pelvic bone.
Yeah.
Like that did not look good. And like I said, like you said, it just makes your ass look flat. Is all tall. That does.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, it just makes you look like you have too little. It's not great.
It's like it wasn't well thought out. It's like the fashion wasn't well thought out. I don't know why they did.
Like I said, I think that they were just kind of thinking, oh, well, if we put the underwear way up here, it'll just make it look like you have super long legs.
From the front.
Kinda.
It might look good in photographs from the front.
Not from the back, though.
Not from the back.
It really doesn't look good, but from the back. But the thing about Linnea Quigley is that I'm not sure how tall she is, but she's not super tall.
Yeah.
But she was always real thin. She's got like a good body, but she's very lean.
Yeah.
So she didn't have like a big juicy ass, or she has a nice ass, but it's not.
She got a tight ass.
But it's she had a little tight ass. It would, but also that it did kind of look sort of funny with that.
Yeah, it did.
And they were green. They were actually, it wasn't even sparkly. They were sequins. It was green sequins.
I think it was supposed to look. I think it was supposed to be like scales.
Is what that was. Oh yeah, that didn't even occur to me.
Snake scales. Yeah.
God, I'm stupid. Okay, yeah, that didn't even occur to me. That's what that was supposed to be.
Yeah, the thong is actually, we call it a thong. It actually comes from Brazil. It was called a tonga, and that was actually from the Brazilian Indians. And those girls would just wear. It was a single strand of twine that went around the waist, and it fucking had a little thing of twine that went down between the legs, but you could see everything.
And so it's like, why even wear it at that point?
Because it was magical protection.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, the Indian women, like the Xingu and stuff, and they're modern. They're still around in Brazil. They were there when I was there. They thought it was protection from men, that a man could not force himself on you. If you had that on you, he would go impotent, like a curse. So it was more like a magical protection.
That'd be cool if that
and
worked.
They didn't wear any. They went shirtless.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in the 80s growing up in Brazil, because I grew up partially in Brazil in the 80s in Sao Paulo, the Brazilian girls were wearing tongas all the way go back to probably the 60s. There was nothing fucking unusual. They were like, that was bikini shit for there, right? And man, it was weird, showing up there, in the 80s, fresh from the United States, and what the funny looking bathing suits American women wore in the 82, 83, 84. And I go downstairs and there's I'm like 14 and there's like 12 and 13 and 14-year-old girls basically running around nude around the swimming pool in a thong, a Brazilian thong, which is nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't seen as weird.
Yeah. And
because everybody wore them.
It was just the way Cady was. I felt like I was from Saudi Arabia or something. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Cover up for Christ's sake!
Oh my God, But like a few weeks later, it was like, big deal.
Yeah.
In Portuguese, they call it fio dental, which is dental floss, and that's really what. Well,
that's what we always called them. We always called thong underwear anal floss.
Yeah, dental. Well, they also had a top that was like a bikini top. Except where the nipples were, it was a little tiny triangle. It didn't even cover the areolas.
Yeah,
it was just to give a nod to it, and they fucking run around naked,
Like, look, I'm wearing something. Yeah. It's like a string.
Yeah, string.
But I still technically have clothes.
Yeah,
on.
and then like a couple of days later, I didn't even notice it. You get
because
it's no normalized.
Yeah, you get used to shit like that.
And Brazilian women are fucking fine, man. They work out and stay, they've got good genetics, and when they're young, they don't care, and so it's not like it's putting you out that they're not wearing any clothes. You're like, okay, yeah, go ahead, you look great,
it's
babe.
Not like a bunch of
you look good. Yeah, you're not. It's like a bunch of bubblegum chicks. You know what I mean? Fucking hundreds of pounds overweight.
Or like in Florida, if you go to like a nudist camp or something, and
yeah,
nobody there, everybody's like, my eyes.
Yeah, my eyes. No. South American women and Central American women know when they look good. They know when they look good, and they're gonna let you see because that's their strength. That's their flex.
I have to say that I know it's like I have some thong underwear. I'm not a big fan of it. Like I don't mind wearing it for short periods of time. But I don't really like wearing them out or something like that. I don't want something up my butt.
There were some American girls that I dated, over the years that was their standard underwear. Was just that?
Well, it's very common.
They get used to it.
You do get used to it after a while. It is still just kind of a pain in the ass. I don't really like them. I have a bunch, but I don't really.
Yeah, the girls that wore it just said, I just don't like underwear, really.
I honestly,
what they say.
you know, I know it's TMI. So I'm saying TMI. Like the.
Yeah, like
Are you new to this show? Like, you know what I mean?
All the shit we talk about.
Yeah, I usually just don't wear any.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered.
Yeah, that's the way they could just not, it's like not wearing underwear, but you kind of have something, so you just say, yeah, well, I had because they were wearing skirts too.
Well, normally I wear kind of just like tight with like yoga pants or something like that. I'm not wearing underwear.
Right.
Yeah. It gives you like
to.
VPL. You know, it looks bad.
Yeah, you don't really have to with that.
No.
But
like if I'm wearing a skirt, if I'm going out, like I'll put like a little just so if I fall down or something like that, you know what I mean. Although I don't really care that much, honestly, but you know, but yeah, I'll give it like a nod to it, but I try not to wear thongs, especially if, like I said, if I'm going out dancing or something like that, because it just chafes all night. Yeah, I don't really like that. I'll just have like booty shorts or something. But yeah, so the thing about it, so despite the shittiness of a lot of 80s lingerie, you know, obviously most of the ladies in this were nice looking and stuff. They probably would have looked better in more modern shit, but you know, I think really the only one, because there was that one scene where the one girl, I can't remember what her name was, that other dark hair girl with the eyebrows, and she went to that dweeby dude's house that wanted to take pictures of her for a baseball calendar. Yeah. And she was like, wearing.
That was the one I was saying was at least a stripper. So, but now you tell me she's a porn star.
I think that. Well, I don't know if it was her or if it was that other one. Okay. The other main one.
That particular chick had proper porn star moves for the day. Remember that when they started when they're doing the photo shoot? Because the John is doing a photo shoot of her on the side. She's doing a lot of posing and stuff and dance routines that they did back then. I know. I used to go to strip clubs at that time. You know what it is. Well, that was early 90s, but at this point, it hadn't changed much, that industry. But I was going like, that girl's in the business.
Yeah, well, I mean...
She was comfortable.
That's the thing. If you make these kind of movies, like Fred Olen Ray does, you're going to have connections in that
dance, porn.
World. Yeah, porn and strippers and stuff like that. So if you ever need somebody that's comfortable being naked on screen, pretty easy to like call out like that. You know,
mention the strippers. Fucking last week or last Saturday, we were at the club, and kind of a middle-aged little dude came up to me and fucking showed me a picture. And he's a little bit. He goes, that was me. And I looked at him like that. He did a little picture he was showing me.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
And he was a male stripper. And and he was just showing me a picture of himself.
I mean, you would never know because now he's like,
you never know.
Older, he's got a beard. He had like a little hat, little beanie.
And it said, "Oh man, you look great. How tall are you?" Because I'm 5'8". It's a bullshit. You're 5'6", bro. I'm 5'6".
It's like you're the same height.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, I'm about 5'6". Just says, "Oh yeah, you look great. What were you on?" And he was talking about all the gear that he was on. I said, "You need to get back on test, man." He goes, "He didn't know anything about it." I said, "No, you get back on test. You'll get a figure kind of like that." He was all fucking jacked. Yeah. It's just funny when you're fucking jack dudes will come up and show you a picture of them.
He's like, look, I used to be a male stripper.
I was like, okay, yeah, man.
You like, yeah.
You look good. You were a dancer, huh? He's all in his fucking stripper outfit and shit with some other dudes and shit. It was an all-male review.
Like I said, you never know. And you would never know.
You never know by looking at that dude.
By looking at him now. I'd never seen him before. Mm-hmm. Like, he was with...
That was one of Bobby's friends.
Yeah, he was with Bobby, who we've known for, like, a long time.
Yeah, Bobby's a gym bro.
But I'd never seen him before. I just thought that was like super funny that he. I just kind of forgotten about that.
Yeah, dude just walked up and says, "That was me," and I was like, "Oh yeah. Okay, you did good."
They're getting validation.
Okay. He's getting validation. He was all fucking
from other dudes. You look good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's that kind of thing, but yeah. So like I said, this isn't fucking Citizen Kane, obviously.
No, this is pure entertainment.
It's just a fun...
Yeah.
Like I said, it's way funnier than I thought. Yeah. Like, if you like the kind of humor... It's not as zany as Airplane.
Similar.
But it's a similar kind of humor. Like, it's a lot smarter than I was expecting. And I really liked that they went, like, with the noir parody. Yeah. Like, the voiceover kind of shit. And like I said, he had some great fucking lines in that. Like, when he said... something like, "You could have knocked me over with a pubic hair," I just about fucking died laughing. Yeah, because he was just very deadpan. It's like, and that's very, very funny to me.
I put it up there, kind of different in certain ways, but tonally, It was as good as Frankenhooker, and that's a good one too. If you haven't seen that one, see that one.
I fucking love Frankenhooker. Like, unironically, I really like Frankenhooker.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a comedy, horror comedy.
Yeah, like I said, you know what I mean. And sometimes
when the title of the movie is Frankenhooker, you know it's got to be some kind of comedy. Come on, a horror comedy, and it did a good job.
I told you, like the title of the shit, you know what you're in for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You call something Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers or Frankenhooker.
Yeah.
You know what you're in for, and it's like that's what you want sometimes. Like I said, last night I was kind of in the mood for that. I was gonna do because I remember on Friday night we were talking about that Denzel Washington movie Fallen, and they had that like on Amazon Prime or something. I was like, oh, maybe we should do that. But then I noticed that it was like over 2 hours. And then I was like, shit, man, I wanted to watch the rest of Stranger Things, and I also wanted to watch the new It Welcome to Derry episode. And I was like, I don't want it to be like fucking 2 o'clock in the morning before I get to see that. So I was like, hey, they have Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, and that's only an hour and 15 minutes. So you want to watch that? And Tom's like, yeah. And honestly, the thing about it is that if Tom can sit through a whole movie without picking his tablet up, then that's usually a good sign.
That's a good
because
movie,
he's like engaged with it. I don't think he picked his tablet up. Hardly at all, like during this. And it wasn't just because of the boobs. I'm sure that helped.
It was boobs and it was funny.
It was, and like I said, it was like actually some of the lines like actually made me laugh out loud. Like it was way funnier than
And I love lowbrow shit if it's good. Fucking
I like if it's done the right way and if I'm in the right mood for it. Because like I said, yes, I'm usually kind of like all into like arty horror and all that kind of stuff, but I love sleazy shit like this.
Yeah, good.
If I'm in the right mood for it.
Yeah, it did what it was supposed to do.
And this is well done.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about it, this is how it starts. And I wrote this down, or I copied it. It has, because you know how the Texas Chainsaw Massacre had the little, this is a true story kind of, even though it's kind of not really. It had that at the beginning, and it says, the chainsaws used in this motion picture are real and dangerous.
Yes.
True.
They were.
They are handled here by seasoned professionals. Probably not true. The makers of this motion picture advise strongly against anyone attempting to perform these stunts at home, especially if you are naked and about to engage in strenuous sex. I guess if you're going to be engaged in like just kind of so-so sex, not strenuous, then handling chainsaws is totally fine.
And it does deliver on the promise. Those are real chainsaws. They did have naked women handling them.
Yeah.
And they were trained professionals. They were professional actresses. Fucking Linnea's got 2 of them in her hand. She's swinging them around.
The virgin dance of the double chainsaws or whatever they call it.
And Jen's like, man, how's she doing that? And that's some dangerous shit. And I go, no, they're not running.
Well, I think they were because you could see like smoke coming out of them. But they usually had a fake one. They usually take the chain off of them.
I could see the chains on them.
You know, they did leave the chains
during
on.
the
That's
one
what
dance.
I thought.
They're not running, but they have the sound effects of chainsaws running. So that's how they did that. Now,
and she wasn't like slinging him around or anything.
Yeah.
She was just mostly like
doing
dancing
that with him
that.
They weren't running. Now later on, she starts doing something, but there was an edit, and smoke was coming out of it. But I think it was a smoke bomb in the grill.
It could have been,
of a motorcycle of a motor that wasn't running.
Yeah, maybe
because it just didn't. Just 2 strokes don't put out smoke quite like that. It was a constant steady stream. It wasn't woo coming out.
Yeah.
It was a smoke bomb in it.
Yeah. I mean,
they knew what they were doing.
I would hope that as low budget as the movie is, they're not going to endanger anyone's lives.
No, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. They were all simulated.
Yeah, but like I said, it did look like the chains were still on there because a lot of chainsaw movies they'll just take the chain off.
And they were running in certain shots, but they were editing.
And like I said, a lot of times it was much like in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which this is. I don't want to say this is a parody of that, but this is obviously where they got the idea, and because Gunnar Hansen is in it, that gave it like another little meta layer.
And that one was running.
Yeah,
I don't know if it had a chain on it, but
I don't know. I'd have to look at it.
Chainsaw Massacre when that guy was jumping out and revving that fucking 2-stroke up. You could see the fucking 2-stroke smoke blowing out of it as he was revving it.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look see if it actually had a chain.
It wouldn't shock me if it did. To be honest,
in certain,
so much fucked up shit happened behind the scenes of that movie.
In certain takes, it probably did because you'd have more than one chainsaw of the same brand. one with and one without.
Yeah.
And you could quickly fucking switch them, and then you know during the edit, nobody would notice.
But what I was saying is that much like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this one doesn't really show anything either. Well, it's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think a lot of people remember it as, oh, it's this big gory movie and stuff. It's not. Like, the remake is. Yeah. But the original, they don't really show much of anything. No. Like, everything is suggestion. But I think that's edits, I think that's what's really cool about it, is that you thought you saw way worse shit than you saw in that movie. Like, but it was just the way it was shot was like so brilliant that you really thought you saw some shit and you really didn't see much of anything. And this one, I think, is kind of, I don't know if it's consciously parodying that, or if it's just doing that because that was like the cheapest way to do shit. Because obviously it's easier to have like a naked chick going, bro, like that, like, and the victim is like off screen, and then somebody down here can be throwing buckets of blood on her tits, you know what I mean? Yeah. And throwing like fake feet at her fingers.
They were spraying blood on them and throwing shit.
Yeah. Fair play to that first chick, man. She looked like she was having... She had crazy eyes. She had really good crazy eyes. And she looked like she was having a fucking ball.
Well, hello there. It says, talk about a film that deserves a 6-disc Criterion Collection treatment. Yeah, that's right.
I mean...
It does.
Perhaps.
Yeah, you need a Criterion Collection.
I have heard that the Blu-ray release of this has Linnea Quigley's horror workout on it.
From this era, or it was later?
Yeah, no, it was from around here. I remember seeing that in the video store too. Did I ever rent that? I probably did. But
what is that?
Like it's like horror she's exercising.
So it's a jerk off video.
I mean, essentially.
Probably, yeah.
But and also,
if you were gonna have,
it's kind of a parody of like the Jane Fonda workout, which was like hugely famous.
So it wasn't like Jazzercise.
Yeah,
Jazzercise.
Yeah, I remember
the fucking Linnea. The thing about Linnea is that if you were renting a movie that had Linnea in it, she was gonna get naked.
Well, yeah, that was just kind of like that's kind of her brand.
She's an American scream queen extraordinaire. She could act. She was cute. She had a good personality, and her characters always came across. Some of the movies were spottier than others. Some of them were,
I mean, she was in Night of the Demons, for Christ's sake, and Sorority Babes at the Slimeball Bowl-A-Rama.
Yeah. But when she's given good material, she's really good and just cute, real cute as hell, and not scared to get naked. That was her thing. That's how she made sure she was being employed.
She always just came across as just like a really cool, like chill chick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I think that's kind of why, because man, it was in the '80s especially. There was a lot of good-looking women that were not afraid to like get naked in horror movies, especially. But I think she kind of stood out. Just because she had such a personality, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she's not a great actress, if you want to put it like that, but it's just kind of like, she always just came across as, like, just really charming and funny. And
my first wife said she met her.
I met her.
Yeah, she met her on some kind of it was like a tryout or something for a movie. And I think Jen decided she wasn't going to do it, but it was a movie starring Tina Louise, the girl from fucking
Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, and Linnea Quigley was at that. She didn't call her Linnea. She goes, the girl that was dancing naked on the crypt in
Return of the Living Dead.
She goes, she was there. I met her.
Oh, okay.
That's all she said. Now, I don't know if it's true. Maybe there's some woman told her that's who it was.
I would recognize her.
But what horror movie was Tina Louise in? And one that was she in one that also
She might have been. She was in some kind of shitty movies later on.
Yeah, it was towards the end of her career.
I know I saw a couple that she was in, but I can't remember offhand.
Because she said she saw Tina Louise and she was bitching and she was being a bitch. And she didn't even fucking want to deal with her.
That tracks.
She was like, get these kids out of here. That type of deal. She was like doing that.
So she's basically just like her Gilligan's Island character.
Yeah, I guess. I wasn't there.
That's pretty
just something I remember what she told me. She says, that girl's dancing naked on fucking Night
on the gravestone in Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, she was there.
And I was big. Linnea Quigley.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
I love her.
I didn't even know that girl's name back in those days.
I love her.
But I don't know if
I don't think I've seen all her movies.
Was Linnea Quigley and fucking Tina Louise in a movie together? It was like some kind of a...
I'd have to look. I don't remember offhand.
It was near a hotel, and she was there, and they were doing some kind of
Okay.
like tryouts, kind of like a casting call type thing. And some people
shit,
had
now I'm
gotten
gonna
the
have to look
job,
that shit
and they
up.
were looking for extras. It was just like something that they wanted some like punk rock and goth type extras.
We're gonna look.
And it was
we're
in
gonna look that
Mississippi.
up after the show.
It was in Biloxi,
Oh, now I'm intrigued.
either Biloxi or New Orleans.
Now I'm gonna
Would
have to
been one of
find
the two.
out what that was.
Yeah,
all
she
about.
said she, but then she decided she didn't want to do it because it would be too much time, and she had to like go back to work or something. Or it's been so long since she told me that story. I don't know.
I met Linnea Quigley briefly at like the that horror convention, the same one that we went to, but it was called something different, like a long time ago. I think it was before I met you. And I met her. I met Jane Weedlin. I met like a lot of people at that. Tom Savini, and Tom Savini's at all of them. But she was delightful.
Yeah.
She just seems like a really cool. Oracle said some people can't act, but look like they'd be fun to hang out with. Yeah, she always gave me that impression. And she always looks like she's having a good time.
She can act, though.
Like in the movie.
She can act.
Yeah, I mean...
She can act.
She always kind of acts like herself, though.
Yeah, she can act at this... But the thing is that at this level, she can act.
Right.
That's what her job was. She's not doing Shakespeare. Yeah, that's not what she's
I mean,
doing.
no one's asking her to.
Yeah, so I wouldn't call her more of a performer. A performance artist.
Yeah. Oracle also says noir is so ripe for parody because the original takes itself so seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything that does. And then John Goris also says Sin City was kind of a noir parody. Yeah, although I would argue that, I mean, I think that was largely taking itself seriously, kind of, but was just using the tropes. Whereas this one, like I said, it's not zany like Airplane, but it's along those lines. So it's just kind of like, I liked it because it was kind of more, they used kind of the noir trope of, the private dick who's seen it all and has this deadpan like voiceover, but they were doing it in a way that was kind of self-aware but wasn't like super overt. You know what I mean? Like, if that makes any sense. Because if you're doing a horror parody, I'm not a huge fan of horror comedies in general, although there's a lot that I've liked. It has to have it has to get the tone right. And a lot of them don't. And I feel like if you're doing a horror parody, it's really easy to go into the vein of something like Scary Movie or one of those fucking stupid things. Yeah. Where it's just kind of like, hey, we're just going to string a bunch of ridiculous gags together and it doesn't mean anything. Yeah, and I hate that shit.
Some of the guys from the 80s and late 70s knew how to do it right.
This one was actually funny. Yeah, I thought this was actually funny.
Yeah.
Like in a clever way, not just a stupid way. You know what I mean? Like, some of the writing was actually really clever, and some of the lines were actually really funny.
Well, he's thinking about what he's doing. I guess you could say it's craftsmanship.
Yeah.
He's like, well, we're going to shoot this. We're going to give him something.
Yeah.
So.
And it wasn't just thrown together. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I said, it had a sense of humor about it.
Chances are, he's taking inputs from the characters or from the actors that are playing these characters. Would think, what would be pretty? And they're probably a lot of that shit's kind of ad-libbed. Or what I should say is this. They go, yeah, do that.
Yeah, that's funny. Do that.
Right, because a good director at this level lets his players kind of expand on their characters and come up with fucking better dialogue for them than what's in the script, and they just do it on the spot.
Yeah.
And if they're talented actors, they can come up with some cool shit. So,
yeah, and like I said, I don't know.
You don't micromanage them.
I don't know who wrote all these lines in here, but it's like especially like the main guy that was playing the fucking what was his name? Jay Richardson. That was his name.
It was probably just a very general script.
Yeah.
And then they kind of let the actors kind of.
Some of the shit he came up with was pretty funny. Like I said, it was almost kind of like it gave me like a Kolchak kind of vibe. Because remember when we reviewed the Kolchak show and that it had almost that kind of sensibility to it, which I really enjoyed.
I'm a drama kid. You know what I mean? Good directors, if they're doing a project like this, you let your actors fucking expand on the characters and ad lib and breathe life into it. And they know what's happening in the story. If the actor's any good, they care about the product. So they'll come. You know what I should say? I should say this and that. Yeah, that sounds good. Do that.
Yeah, it's like that's better than what I had written.
Better than what I had written. Yeah, I could do that. and so I kind of sensed there was a lot of that happening.
I would think, yeah. They just kind of let everybody...
Because it's more of a group effort.
...do their thing.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, maybe even toward the end when she was doing the chainsaw dance and then she had the chainsaw duel with the other chick and they were drinking motor oil as though it was like a communion kind of thing.
Yeah, drinking motor oil for communion,
And then there were, like, just all these other random hookers over there going, oh. Ooh.
Yeah.
That was, like, super funny. They just kept cutting back to them like it was a music video. I don't know. That was just really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have Shudder, this is on Shudder at the moment. I'm sure it's probably on other places too.
And give it a good review if you like it. You know, it has one skull that's unjustified. It just put it up now.
I think it's only because it only had like a couple of reviews. And like I said, if you're going into it,
what do you expect?
I mean, for Christ's sake, if you're going into a movie called Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, and you're just like, this is so dumb. I'm like, yes, it's dumb. It's supposed to be dumb.
That's why you were looking at it.
That's why you were, like I said, that's why I was in the mood to watch that.
Yeah, you get your drink and you curl up and you watch that shit, you know what I mean?
I had a ball with it. I thought it was really entertaining.
Yeah. Look at the nudity. And,
you know what I mean?
It doesn't mean anything today, but you look at our generation, we look at it in the context of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I try to do that with all movies, like how it came out. But it's just kind of like I said, I was just kind of in the mood for that.
Yeah.
And I had a really good time with it. I didn't even have no alcohol necessary. I didn't even drink anything last night. So you know what I mean. Oracle said it's why I tend to forgive cheap special effects if the cast is obviously giving their all with their performances. Yeah, I tend to approach movies as kind of like a holistic effort. You know what I mean?
They look like they were having fun.
Yeah, if everybody looks like they're having a good time and they're trying to entertain me and shit like that, that's going to go a long way. You know what I mean? Yeah, if your fucking special effects look like they cost $1.50 from Party City, then that's okay.
Well, they were having fun with that too.
Yeah, they were having fun with that too. And they were kind of like spoofing that. And, you know, and I'm always down for that kind of shit, for that kind of attitude. But yeah, I mean, I had a good time with it. You might too. So have some drinks, have some friends over. Yeah. Get a little Riff Tracks action going. Yeah. Oh, I wonder if Riff Tracks has done this.
Probably not.
Maybe. That'd be fucking hilarious. You can look. They've done everything. Holy shit. I don't know where they find the time. All right, so we are going to wrap it up for this evening. I'm kind of hungry, honestly.
Yeah, I can do something.
But yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. We'll be back on Wednesday night doing our regular show, getting back to the true crime. Finally, we are finally talking about this fucking sicko that I've been wanting to do a show about for so long. Issei Sagawa, otherwise known as the Kobe Cannibal, dude that killed and ate a woman and somehow is walking around loose. Or not anymore because he's dead now, but it's just kind of like, but he did walk around loose for like pretty much his whole life. And even got kind of famous out of it. So, you know, a lot of moral quandaries we can wade into with this one. But yeah, I've been wanting to do this dude for like a long time. So finally, it won in the poll, and I'm super happy. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about on the Wednesday night show. Lots of murder and cannibalism. So get ready for that. I'm sure that'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, thank you very much for hanging out with us this evening. Have a good day tomorrow, and we will see you guys again on Wednesday night. Good night.